Hey Charles, my name is Jordan, which is kind of annoying this question, but now that LeBron is the all-time leading scorer in NBA history with over 39,000 point careers, also ranking top 5 in assists and still climbing rankings in rebounds, blocks, and steals, all while consistently playing 20-plus seasons at an elite level for an old man, winning 4 championships, 4 MVPs, and making 19 All-NBA teams. Who is better, Jordan or LeBron?
You know, those are some incredible stats.
They are.
Those are some incredible stats. I'm never going to say anything bad about LeBron, I told you. I think he's the 3rd best player I've ever seen play after Michael and Kobe.
Why is ring culture so much more prevalent in the NBA than in other sports?
It's funny, I don't know. I don't know why it's discussed so much in our sport and why it's the A-all, B-all of everything.
But you have to really play hard. Does that hurt you physically?
No, because when I play hard all the time. You know, there's no turn it on here, turn it off here. It's just 110% at all.
A LeBron James superfan confidently approached Charles Barkley thinking he had the ultimate stats-loaded argument to end the GOAT debate once and for all. But Barkley quickly dismantled the entire case by explaining why numbers alone can't tell the full story. He reminded everyone that he battled Michael Jordan at his absolute peak and later watched LeBron's entire career from just feet away, giving him a perspective no spreadsheet or highlight reel can match. Barkley wasn't delivering a hot take or chasing headlines. He was speaking as someone who witnessed both legends dominate in real time, and his words instantly shifted the energy in the room. By the time he finished, it became clear that the debate isn't something raw totals can settle, and the reality he laid out changed how everyone viewed the conversation.
I love LeBron. I'm not going to say anything bad about him. He didn't go to college for 3 years. You have to factor that in also. He had a 3-year head start on Michael. Okay, since you want me that. So, I'm going to just give a couple of things about, if he wanted to do it fair, he would say, well, how many games did Michael Jordan play compared to LeBron?
Imagine the scene. Barkley is running a fan Q&A when a man steps up to the microphone, and in a twist that made everyone laugh, his name is actually Jordan. Right away, you could tell he wasn't there to ask a casual question. He came loaded with facts, speaking like a lawyer delivering a final argument he thought would seal the case. He fired off LeBron's numbers with rapid-fire confidence, more than 40,000 career points, the all-time scoring crown, top 5 all-time in assists, constantly rising in rebounds, blocks, and steals, plus 22 seasons of top-tier play, 4 titles, 4 MVPs, and 21 All-NBA nods. On paper, it sounded like an unbeatable resume, and the crowd reacted because those stats hit like a heavyweight punch.
And actually, if you look at the numbers, Michael actually had 5,000 more points in his career, same number of games. 5,000, which is 2.5 NBA seasons. But you have to factor in, Michael went to college for 3 years. And if you remember, he broke his foot his first year, and he retired for 2 years. So if Michael went to the NBA 3 years sooner, not missed his rookie year with a broken foot, and not retired for 2 years, he would be the all-time leading scorer.
How do you push back against the all-time leading scorer who also ranks top 5 in assists, or overlook 21 All-NBA selections spread across nearly 2 decades of dominance? That was the fan's entire point as he wrapped up his argument, basically challenging Barkley to explain how anyone could stand next to those numbers. And that's when the whole room felt the mood change. Barkley paused, gave that calm, almost patient expression, like a teacher about to simplify a lesson for a student who thinks they've uncovered a genius loophole, and prepared to explain why the argument wasn't as airtight as it sounded.
Can I say one thing?
Sure.
Did you ever look at how many shots Michael Jordan took and how many shots LeBron took?
I did not.
Michael Jordan.
They were both gunners.
Michael Jordan took way more shots.
Well, that was his job.
You know, it's all about winning championships and winning.
And it's just basketball. At the end of the day, it's just basketball.
Barkley's first response stunned the fan because he didn't criticize LeBron at all. He actually praised him, calling his numbers unbelievable and admitting LeBron is one of the greatest players he's ever watched. But then Barkley dropped the first real truth bomb. LeBron entered the NBA at 18 while Jordan spent 3 full years in college, giving LeBron a 3 to 4-year statistical head start before their careers even began. Every major counting stat LeBron has, points, rebounds, assists, comes with thousands of extra opportunities Jordan never got because he was still in Chapel Hill, and that's when Barkley hit the fan with a simple but devastating question. If you want a fair comparison, why not judge them by how many points they scored in the same number of games? That single piece of math exposes everything raw totals try to hide.
So
And let me tell you something. LeBron, we compare him favorable to Magic Johnson. He's a more of a triple threat than Michael was. I'll agree with that. But let me ask you a question. I want you to be honest with me in your heart. If you had one game and you said, I need to win game 7, would you want LeBron, Michael, or Kobe in one game win all?
LeBron.
Okay.
Jordan actually scored around 5,000 more points than LeBron when you compare them over the same number of games, which is the equivalent of roughly 2.5 full NBA seasons, and Barkley didn't stop there. He reminded everyone that Jordan broke his foot early on and missed nearly an entire year, then stepped away for 2 full seasons to play baseball. And when you factor in those lost years plus the reality that Jordan didn't enter the league at 18, it becomes clear how dramatically the totals would shift if Jordan had started at LeBron's age, stayed healthy, and never taken time away. Barkley argued he would almost certainly be the one sitting at the top of the all-time scoring list today.
Your love of the game is still there. I can feel it from you, right? How did that love of the game fuel your career?
It was the basis of my career. My love of the game within my contract, which, I'm pretty sure most contracts now, I'm actually positive now, don't have that clause within the contract where
you had a clause in your contract.
Love of the game contract, right, that if I was driving with you down the street and I see a basketball game on the side of the road, I can go play in that basketball game. And if I get hurt, my contract is still guaranteed. I love the game so much that I would never let someone take the opportunity for me to play the game away from me.
It might not be in the team's best interest, in your best interest, to play all 82. Is that something you've thought about at all since you made the goal?
That's a goal, but we'll see.
I'm available to go and be in the pro. If OBJ shows up, he might score 100.
The fans suddenly had nothing left to argue, because once you account for LeBron's extra seasons, the scoring gap he built completely evaporates, and the numbers actually swing the other direction. But Barkley wasn't done. He brought up a stat recently shown on Inside the NBA that genuinely shocked him and turns the entire longevity advantage upside down. Jordan delivered 562 games with 30 or more points in just 15 seasons, while LeBron, even after 22 seasons, sits at 559 such games. 7 additional years still weren't enough to match Jordan's sheer scoring firepower. When Ernie Johnson read that stat on air, Barkley's reaction said it all.
What's happened to the rivalries in today's game? We
don't hate each other.
That's
they don't like. See, I hated Larry and every Celtic. I really don't like you, but you're my little brother. Now I love you because you out of that green and white. That's what it was, right? You the Celtics, Lakers hate each other, disliked each other. So it made for great TV and people tuning in. And now, I don't know if it's AAU, I don't know what it is. Now everybody's shaking each other's hand. Everybody like each other, won't go at each other like really hard. Even that's what happened to the All-Star game, see?
Yeah.
See, the All-Star
carried into the All-Star game. Right there.
See, we hated the East.
Right.
I'm coming to bust you.
Right.
Michael, Isaiah, Dr. J. You can't have one over me. See, I'm coming to get that. Now,
see, Magic, this is what I
let
said.
them score 200 to 200. What is that?
Barkley said he was genuinely astonished that someone could play so many more seasons and still fall short of Jordan in a category built on pure scoring brilliance. And his reaction made perfect sense because that single stat blows up the idea that longevity automatically equals greatness. The comparison shows that Jordan wasn't just piling up points over time. He was dominating games at a frequency LeBron hasn't matched, backed by a 30.1 career scoring average, the highest in NBA history, compared to LeBron's 27.0, along with Jordan's 10 scoring titles to LeBron's 1. When you place those numbers side by side, the all-time scoring crown starts to look different, because LeBron didn't beat Jordan by scoring more, he beat him by playing longer, and those are two completely separate accomplishments. This is the point where Barkley's argument stops being about totals and steps into the part of the debate that LeBron supporters hate the most. The debate stops being about numbers and shifts to how both legends actually shaped their careers, with Jordan building his entire championship legacy in Chicago, staying loyal to the franchise that drafted him, taking years of playoff punishment from the Pistons, and eventually turning a struggling organization into the defining dynasty of the 90s with 6 titles in 8 years and no moments of jumping ship when things got tough. LeBron's path unfolded very differently, spending 7 seasons in Cleveland without breaking through before leaving for Miami to join forces with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, a move that reshaped how modern stars think and essentially launched the superteam era where elite players join up through free agency instead of grinding it out with their original teams. When Miami fell apart, LeBron went back to Cleveland and immediately pushed for the Kevin Love trade. But when that situation soured, he left again, this time heading to Los Angeles to team up with Anthony Davis. For franchises, 3 different championship paths, and each one built or joined along the way. That's why Barkley has stayed firm for years on his ranking, Jordan first,